welcome to this epic disaster. It is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's not my birthday.
Tomorrow's your birthday.
Well, okay, so the podcast is a week, and my birthday is not a week. It's my birthday week, so.
But this podcast is coming out on your birthday, so it is
Sort of,
effectively your birthday.
Yeah, and how are you, everybody? How's it going? What do you think? Why am I spitting?
I don't know.
You should be wearing a mask right now. That's what I was going to say. Are we winding down the quarantine now? Do you think we're almost done? Is it happening?
No, and here's why. Because one of the people I work with is on the board of a lot of different boards for medical things in town, and all the experts say experts. Did I just say experts? All the experts.
Popeye. It's your Popeye language.
Here in Atlanta say that the peak is hitting today, not last week.
Right.
Today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 26th of April.
Yeah.
So the fact that whomever wants to open the city back up, tomorrow, next week?
The peak happens, and you don't start coming back. Then it's not the peak. It becomes something else other than the peak, because you start back in before it comes all the way back down. Mm-hmm. What was it? I heard somebody said something about when you climb Mount Everest and you get up there, that's your destination.
Right.
You still have to come down.
Safely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't just jump down.
No, you're like, okay, I'm here.
It's just as hard to come down as it was to go up.
And now I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
Right. So yesterday, what is? It sounds weird.
What sounds weird?
Does it sound weird?
No.
It does to me. Yesterday, I passed by close by my house. It was in the supermarket parking lot, and there were several restaurants that were open, and they were serving, but they weren't allowing people in. They were serving takeout.
Yeah.
So there were long lines there, people waiting to pick up food. Mm-hmm. No one was really observing the 6-foot distance. Everybody was just standing right next to each other. So few people had masks on.
Yeah.
It was just like, it's over.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. So there's a restaurant that is kind of by my house called Patria Cucina
I've been there.
in Atlanta at the Beacon, which, by the way, if you haven't been there, please go there and please support them. They're really, really yummy. And they, when the days that they are open for pickup, for takeout, they set up little orange cones 6 feet apart.
Yes.
And they go around their building. And you have to stand at those orange cones to wait for your food. Now, they're optimistic because they have orange cones going all the way down the side of the building. And I don't know how many times you have 30 people waiting to pick up dinner at once.
Yeah.
But they make it an option. Like they prepare for that.
Yeah.
They don't just say, okay, we're going to have 3 people, so let's set up 3 cones. They prepare for the fact that, who knows, maybe 20 people do order dinner at the same time.
Yeah.
You never know.
One of the things you don't need social distancing for is live beer review, which we are going to do right now. It's my ears.
Your ears are weird.
I have my ears on wrong or something.
I think you do.
I feel like my sound is off. Testing 1, 2, testing. I do, honestly, I feel like I'm muffled.
You feel like you're muffled. Okay, so I've decided to pour beer for both of us.
We're doing our live beer review. And what are we having on our live beer review?
Tonight we are having a beer called Nights Like These.
Yeah.
And it is... Oh, shit, I need my glasses.
You know what?
Just read this, but I need my glasses.
Nights Like These, meaning my birthday week nights.
This is your birthday eve.
Yes.
Yes. So on your birthday eve, we are having Nights Like These, which is a full-bodied, delicious, and dark, dry stout, rich and roasty with minimal hop and soft conditioning. This classic Irish pint has a caramelized subtlety at the start, mellows into chocolate and coffee malt flavors, and finishes with a clean, traditional dryness on the tongue. So, this is
good.
It's brewed and canned at Birds Fly South Ale Project in Greenville, South Carolina.
It's got an interesting aftertaste, which I can't identify.
So it's the alcohol by volume is only 4%.
I want to tell you what I think, and you always make fun of me when I tell you what I think it tastes like.
Okay.
There's a little aftertaste.
It tastes frogs.
No.
Oh.
Buttered toast.
That's possible. Buttered toast, because when you butter toast, sometimes when you toast bread, it gets that kind of caramely.
See if you agree. It's on the exhale. Little buttered toast.
Nope.
Okay. I got it, but
I disagree.
You did it.
I'll continue to search for the buttered toast in this beer.
It is my birthday week. I really wish I didn't have to celebrate birthdays anymore, but it's better than the alternative, and so I guess I just keep getting old. I don't know. That's just the numbers don't get any better. There's not going to be a number where you're just going to be like, that's going to be a good number. Can't wait for that one.
I do have a surprise for you.
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
I didn't get you anything.
That's not a surprise.
Are you surprised though?
No.
Are you surprised?
No.
Oh.
I like how on the podcast I always have like one episode where I give you all these gifts on your birthday, and then we have one on episode on my birthday where you give me nothing.
I give you friendship.
You give me hell all week.
I give you problems. I give you headaches.
All right, so here's
I give you headaches often.
My wife asked me this year, what do you want for your birthday? I don't want anything. I don't even know. I guess I'd like for the quarantine to be over. That would be nice, because it really hasn't affected me that much. I don't really feel like it has affected me that much. But what I would like to do on my birthday, I would like to go to Grindhouse, Killer Burgers here in Atlanta. Probably the one down in Decatur. That's my favorite one. But it's kind of been closed, and we've had to go to the one close to you.
On Memorial.
Yeah. And so I'm actually doing that tomorrow. I don't know if the restaurant itself will be open.
I don't know.
Restaurants are allowed to be open on Monday, on my birthday.
Yeah.
But whether they are or not, we're going to go, because we have been able to go and do takeout. So we're going to take it out. I'm going to take it out.
Now, if you take it out, will you still get your boozy shake, though?
Yes. That's the thing. They've allowed us to do it twice. We brought boozy shakes home.
But now that restaurants are back open, is that
I
still
don't know
a
if they're
thing?
going to change the rules on that or not.
Okay.
But,
so you're going to get an Impossible Burger.
But I don't think that I'm going to get a boozy shake this time, because my wife has made cake, and then I'm going to have ice cream at home. So it'll be homemade stuff. And I don't want that much sugar and stuff.
I'd still get a boozy shake.
I don't know. I might just have booze at home.
Booze and a
So
milkshake.
what I would like to do on my birthday is, because I love going out to breakfast. So I'd love to go out to breakfast and then also go out to dinner.
But you don't want to go sit at the restaurant.
Well, I do want to, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
So we're going to go, and I don't think we're going to go do breakfast, but I think we're going to go and I'm going to get not the boozy shake, the Impossible Burger, bring it home. That'll be my birthday. And then I will have cake, which she's making some kind of homemade cake. Should be good. And pistachio almond ice cream.
That's one of my favorites.
It's my favorite. So I'm having that, and then my birthday's over. So and I'm going to be painting all day because I've got work to do.
Yeah.
I thought I wouldn't have work. I was going to try to get it done this weekend, and I didn't get it finished.
I'll be working tomorrow as well. I have a lot of work to do tomorrow. But I'll be celebrating your birthday by working.
Celebrating. Everyone celebrates my birthday. One other way we're celebrating my birthday, this is kind of fun. Now, when this podcast comes out, it's over.
What you're about to talk about.
Yes, tonight we're doing our very first live Zoom.
Yeah.
Live Zoom Hangout.
And we've put it up on the things and the places and the Facebooks and whatnot. So people who listening to this who feel left out, that's where you would have seen it.
Let's do a little round of Would You Rather, and then we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Would you rather, the game of Would You Rather.
You go first.
I go first because it's my birthday. You know what color I haven't dropped in a long time?
What?
Yep. Yellow. So I'm gonna see if I can drop yellow. I don't think either of us have dropped yellow in a while. Is that wonder why? Look at that. Is that interesting?
You're only psychic on your birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Psycho birthday.
Psycho. So yellow stands for random, and your question in this Would You Rather game.
Hold on, let me see if I know what it's going to be. It's going to be something about cars.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
These actually are both horrific.
Okay.
So
they've been like that the last few times.
I know. If you're gonna do either one of these, I feel very, very sorry for you.
Okay.
Would you rather take a naked mud bath in crap?
That's not mud bath then. That's shit
a crap
bath.
bath.
That's a
It's
shit
a
bath.
shit bath.
Yeah.
Holy shit bath. Or breathe from a plastic bag full of vomit for 15 minutes.
Neither.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know that I could do either of them. I will say I have done one of them.
What?
in my life.
Which one?
I will tell you this. This is just a dumb thing.
Okay.
When we were kids, like really, really small, my mother would just put us all in the bath together.
Yeah.
So now I would take a bath with, usually like 3 of us would fit in a bath at the same time. So like
it's like little kid soup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like 3 of my brothers, and I remember being in there, and then just my brother just giggling, and I was just like, what are you giggling about? And just giggle, and then I see a piece of crap floating in the bathtub.
He shit in the tub.
And it was like, what was the movie where everybody's like, duty in the pool?
I don't remember.
I remember they were like
Revenge
at a pool.
Of the Nerds or
something like that. So that's what it was. It was like, how fast can you get out of the bathtub?
Without killing yourself.
Yes, or your brother. So that happened years ago. I never forgot that. And I don't know whether he remembers it or not. But
so I know that you had a mixture of children in your family. You
Yes.
had 7 of them.
Yes.
You had little girls and little boys. Did your mom ever put girls and boys in the
probably
tub
when
together?
we were really, really small. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
But she didn't really need to.
Yeah.
So there was enough boys to stick in together and girls to stick in together. So no, I don't. I mean, like if we're infants, possibly.
Yeah.
To save time, but I don't know. I
'Cause
think she just hosed us down at
You
one
were
point.
that young.
Yeah.
She just took you out back.
Yeah, turned the hose on.
Nice.
But yeah, I've never forgotten that. So
So you've already done one.
I've done one. I'm going to say that I've done that. So I'll go ahead and say that one is the one that I've done.
Okay.
I'll pick the poop bath.
I mean, who wants to just breathe in vomit fumes for 15 minutes?
I don't know that I could. I'm one of those people that if someone does that and I get a whiff, then I will do it.
You're a sympathetic.
I am totally that, and I it's trouble. It's like I got to leave quickly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
none of this hold your hair back, honey. You're fine kind of thing.
No, but I will say, I don't know if I should say, I have been in a relationship where it's happened, and dang, there's so many things I want to say that I just shouldn't say.
About vomit?
Yeah. One I'll say off the air, but I have in the past been in a situation where the person so like my significant other, if that person was barfing, I don't think I could stand there and hold the hair back. Now I would help as much as I can, but I wouldn't want to be in the room, and I wouldn't. But I've had to be in a situation where, I've gotten a little too close to it.
I personally, I prefer to vomit on my own. I don't want anybody to hold my hair back.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to get me a cool towel. If I need those things, I know where they are.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I feel like that vomiting is the thing right before death for me. I feel like it's so close to death when it happens to me. I just feel like my body is just about to die.
Really?
Yeah, it's the worst thing for me. Of all the things that I've experienced, and I'm sure there are things I can't experience that I haven't yet that might be even more. But I just feel like what is it? I read one time a fact that when you sneeze, you're like closer to death than any other time or something like that because your heart stops or something. I don't know what it is, some kind of thing like that.
Interesting.
But I feel like it's vomiting. But anyway.
Okay.
I'm sure people are very happy that we're talking about vomiting today.
It's my turn.
What if you drop yellow too? That would be interesting.
I didn't know it's purple.
The complementary color to yellow is food and ingestion.
Yes.
Food and ingestion.
Because we just got done talking about vomit.
Would you rather have to eat a salad out of someone's dirty underwear?
What kind of salad?
Again, yeah, it depends on the dressing.
I mean, I've tossed a salad or two.
Hello. Or a 2-day-old sandwich pulled from the cushions of a fraternity house couch.
What is with these questions these days?
I don't know.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go with the first one.
What? You would eat a salad out of someone's dirty underwear?
Like how dirty? Like they just wore them a day and took them off?
What do you mean,
not like-
how dirty?
It's not like shit-stained underwear, right?
What do you think the dirty comes from? What do you think that is? They've been wearing it.
Yeah, but they wipe their ass.
With their underwear?
No.
No matter what, it's been in their underwear. It's been in their butt. It's their underwear. You can't keep it out. whether it's dirty because it's been in their butt.
But if the salad is big enough, I can
and
just
wait
eat
a minute,
the top part of
why
the
the
salad.
hell are people putting salads in people's dirty underwear anyway?
That restaurant is not one I want to go to. Don't serve me salad.
There's
in
your
dirty
social
underwear.
distancing right there. I bet there's not a line there.
No.
There's just like one mark for 6 feet. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. What is wrong with the sandwich, a 2-day-old sandwich that's pulled from a cushion in a fraternity house? What is wrong with that?
Think about a frat house. Think about it.
It's just a frat house.
Not your frat house.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. What's wrong? What would be wrong with it?
There's all kinds of things wrong
What?
with it.
Like what?
There's people screwing on it. There's beer spilt on it.
On the
There's
couch, not the
vomit.
sandwich?
There's
Well, it's 2 days old. It can't be any more than 2 days. All that didn't go on in 2 days.
all
It's
that
a
happens
couch.
in one night.
A couch on in a frat house. Most of the sex is probably going on in the rooms, not on the couch.
You don't know that.
Dudes are just sitting there playing games. They might fart on it, but you would rather eat a salad out of somebody's underwear, so you don't care if they're farting on a sandwich. This is Uber Eats meal that I want to order. Can you imagine?
It's just disgusting either way.
Well, I would go with the sandwich easily.
All right. Go with the sandwich.
Just the other one creeps me out. All right. There we go.
It's just so wrong.
I know it is.
On like a lot of levels.
So Zoom, here's this thing. So this will be our first Zoom. This is the first. I don't even know how to do Zoom. I had to kind of learn a little bit for this, but I'm really excited about it.
Because you're old.
I feel like I know. I'll tell you something else in a second, but I feel kind of excited, but I don't know what to expect. What if no one shows up? It's going to be embarrassing. If,
Then
like,
it'll just
no
be
one
like
shows
our
up.
normal evenings together.
Like our normal podcast.
No one will show up, and it will just be us.
Some people have said they're going to show up, so it'll be interesting. But I think it's going to be fun just hanging out. But I've had to learn a little bit about Zoom, and I actually Zoomed with someone else, and then you and I Zoomed today to make sure we did it correctly because I don't really know. But it should be interesting to see. I'm anxious to get the opportunity anyway to meet some of our listeners who we know by name, but we've never met them before.
Right.
And some of them have been around since the Life in a Kill podcast. So it's like people that have known us for since 2013, 8 years?
Yeah.
Longer?
Longer. Okay, so I have some questions about your birthday.
Oh, well, let me just ask you. I'm still talking about the Zoom. Let me ask you one question about the Zoom that I was thinking about today.
Sure.
Do you know, first of all, do you know of personally, and second of all, do you think it exists, sex Zooms? Do you think people like Zoom together and get together and then do like naked Zooms and have like sex Zooms? I mean, I'm not saying, I don't want people to do that in our Zoom, but I'm just saying, because I was thinking about that today, do
like
people
mutual masturbation Zoom?
or just like showing what they got, like getting together in Zoom and just, I mean, they might have their own naked Zoom. But I mean, anytime that you get people to do something, they're going to figure out a way to put sex into it. So it's just
yeah. I mean, people FaceTime and do that.
Do they do like Zoom and they're like this group? There's like 2 people here or 3, whatever, doing like Zoom sex, and then here's somebody else doing it. They're like they're all like showing sex. Do you think that happens a
like
lot?
Groups? Like
Well,
group,
maybe.
like you're
Like-
talking about more than 2 consenting people.
It could be 3 consenting or 4. I don't know how many you can get on the little screen, but I'm just saying. I'm just wondering if, like, we're going to get together, we're all going to sit there and chat, and I'm just thinking, I mean,
Why
somewhere,
is it that's where your brain goes first?
I just started thinking about it. It's like, what if there are people who do it like if they just have sex Zooms?
You're such a prude. It happens all the time.
No, I'm not a prude. I'm just wondering if it happens. I don't know. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. That would be prudish. I'm just saying, does it happen? I don't know.
I'm sure it does.
Just like people get together like, hey, we're going to do our sex Zoom tonight. Make sure you join up.
I think it's funny that that's like the first place your brain goes.
Well, it wasn't
you-
the first. It was just one of the
anything
places. It was just one of the places.
new. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you asked me another question a few minutes ago, and I said I would tell you something, and then I forgot what it is. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what the question was. So.
I was going to ask you some questions about your birthday.
No, there was something else. But yeah, go ahead and ask me questions about my birthday
Okay.
if you want.
Please describe the worst birthday you've ever had.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
You've never had a bad birthday?
Not that I know of.
Really? Never.
I can't think of one. I mean, in all the years, I'm sure there's one that's worse than the others, but I can't think of what it would be.
Okay. Please describe the best birthday you've ever had.
Same thing.
Same?
I don't know. I can't remember a single birthday I've had. So I posted something on Facebook the other day, a couple days ago. This is going along. Did you have other things you were going to ask me?
I do.
All right, so keep those in mind.
Okay.
So what I said was, what is the one character trait that you want people to associate with you after you're gone or after you're dead, whatever?
Okay, so after you have ceased to exist.
What do you want people to remember? Like the one character trait that you want them to remember about you?
Are you asking me?
Well, yeah, sure. Why not? I don't think you answered it. Did you?
No.
Some people did.
I want them to remember. I want them to remember that I was a good friend.
A good friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. So now let me ask you, what would you say about me? What's the one character trait you would say? Like if I was gone, somebody say, what was he like? Tell me what he's like. Just one character trait. What would you say?
Just one.
Just one.
Overall
you can only say
character
one.
trait.
Yes.
Creative.
Okay. Okay.
You don't like that?
No, I think it's fine. So like my wife said, I asked her, I can't remember. She said some kind of funny ones at first, and then she finally said, I would say you're like in the moment. I don't know if that's a character trait, but she was like, you're always in the moment. So that's what you just said made me think of that, because I can't remember. I can't remember any of my birthdays. So I tend to do that. I just like kind of stay in the moment, and then when the moment's gone, I don't think a whole lot about it anymore. I just
you don't
let it
spend
go.
too much time in the past.
I don't. And I get a little bit irritated when I see online, and people just like, do you remember this? And then they'll put a toy from when you're growing up, and you're like, what? Okay. Why do people get so involved in nostalgia? It's just like, or they'll mention things like beepers and fax machines or whatever from like years ago. Like, kids today don't know about this, and I'm just like, why do you even say that? Why do you need to? What is the whole nostalgia wave? The old TV show. Now, I do every once in a while. I'll think of a TV show that I liked yesterday. This is so much fun. So I was describing a show to my wife that I grew up on when I was a kid, like way before Sesame Street. It was called Hodgepodge Lodge. And she didn't know who. No one knows. I guarantee you there's somebody listening to this podcast that's like, Hodgepodge Lodge, what the hell? I hadn't thought of that in forever.
I guarantee there isn't.
So I described the woman who was in charge of Hodgepodge Lodge, and from my memory, and then I looked it up. It's on YouTube, and the woman is exactly as I remembered her. And it was so much fun, and I'd forgotten about the theme song, and I started, as soon as that theme song came in, it's just like elementary school. I hadn't even watched the show since elementary school. Came popping out, and there were like 2 or 3 lines I could actually sing from it. It was like still in my head. But I just don't get involved in a lot of that kind of stuff, like really, really far nostalgia. But when something like that comes along, and sorry for spitting on you, I really need to wear a mask.
You really do.
When something like that comes on, it's exciting just to like something I hadn't thought of since I was actually in elementary school.
And then, so
back.
you just answered your own question.
Well, just like, I don't spend a lot of time doing it, though. It's like some people, like I'll have friends and they just do it every week. They post new things that are nostalgic or old things that are nostalgic, but just over and over. It's like a lot of people tend to writhe in that. And I don't, like every once in a while somebody will friend me on Facebook, and I haven't seen them since high school.
Right.
And the first thing they do is start mentioning jokes or things from high school. And I'm like, you do know that I've lived,
they're just
40 years.
They're just trying to reconnect.
But they're trying to reconnect with something that happened so long ago. And it's just like, I'm not that person anymore.
And neither are they.
Okay, so don't talk about that. Why not say, what are you doing now? Hi, how are you?
Yeah, but they're just saying, hey, I fondly remember this memory that you and I shared.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I'd like to reconnect with you. What is wrong with saying that?
It's just, I think a lot of people spend a lot of time just kind of like really obsessing and just stuck in those old time periods. They don't want to. It's like a way to stay away from where they are now. It's like They don't like their life now.
That is a possibility. But if somebody is just bringing up an old memory.
Yeah, they just don't friend me. Stay off my Facebook.
Wow.
That's right.
You're an asshole.
I know. No, I don't like it when people think that I'm still stuck in those years.
They don't think that if they're just asking you to remember. Do you remember this memory that I remember fondly? Do you? Yes or no?
I was talking to my mom on the phone last week.
It doesn't mean you're still that kid.
I can't remember what she said, but she said something like, well, you don't like whatever. I don't know what it was. And I hadn't thought of it in years. And I think it was the case when might have been like 13 or 14 years old. But it's just like, suddenly I was just like, wow, she thinks that I'm that person still. Like way, 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 way back. That's all she remembers about me. It's like she doesn't know that I actually have 45 years on me since then.
I'm not saying there aren't people that don't live in the past. What I'm saying is that you can't judge them all just for bringing up an old memory.
Like, you and I have jokes from like when we first met.
Yes.
Just a few. But I don't constantly live in that past. And every once in a while we might say something, but you and I live now. We have a friendship now. We make memories now.
Yeah.
We don't base our entire connection on what happened years ago.
Right. But if you are just reconnecting with someone who hasn't seen you since high school, yes, they understand that you have lived just as long as they have, but the memories they have from you are from high school.
But what I know that, but like I've reconnected with friends from high school, and I don't like, unless we get into a conversation about something that happened then, I don't jump on and go, hey, remember, what Steve Martin playing banjo? And it's like, oh, well, that was like a long, long time ago. Steve Martin, I mean, he plays banjo now, but I mean, he doesn't do stand-up. But that was big in high school.
But what I'm getting at is if they're bringing it up in a specific situation that talks to a specific memory that the two of you shared, maybe you went to see Steve Martin play banjo or something like that, that you can't judge them for that.
Oh, I do.
If they... I'm leaving. You are just a fucking asshole today.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. When I friend somebody on Facebook, I don't start pulling out the suitcase of all the past.
Okay, so let me just end the conversation by saying you are such a better person than everybody else.
It doesn't make me a better person. I'm just saying.
Sure sounds like you think it does.
No, I'm saying I don't live in the past. That doesn't make me better. I'm just saying I'm not the kind of person who writhes in nostalgia. Why do you get offended at that? Why does that offend you? It's not a personal thing about you. I'm not offended.
I just think you're just judging people for something.
No, I'm just saying I don't need that. I don't understand why people need that. That's not a judgment. It's just like, I'm not that. And to me, it's irritating when people do that to me. But
so nobody who's going to friend you now that hasn't talked to you in say 20 years should mention anything about your past relationship.
Well, I mean, they won't know that. They just do it automatically.
So they can't bring it up at all.
Well, they will. How are they going to know?
But you would prefer they didn't.
I prefer they don't.
Ever.
Unless if we're specifically talking about something.
That's what I'm saying. If they're bringing up a memory that the two of you shared, you're going to get offended by that?
No, I never get offended by anything. I said it's irritating. That's two different things. Irritation and offense are two different things. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're talking with somebody and they're like, hey, remember when we used to do this in high school? And you're just like, oh, okay, I'm almost 60 years old. I don't have to remember that's the only, we can connect on something besides high school. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But if somebody just wants to make a quick connection with you before you say, okay, so what are you doing
now?
now?
They do that. That's not my point. They do that. I'm saying there are certain people who constantly love to live in the past. They constantly love nostalgia.
That.
I did. That was the whole point.
You just got done saying that nobody is allowed to bring up any memory from when they used to know you.
I didn't say that. You said that. I said aloud, I can't tell them not to. I said, that's irritating to me. But it's irritating to me in that when somebody constantly lives in that state of nostalgia, instead of now, that's what drives me nuts.
So, but you just got done saying it's irritating to bring up one memory that you shared.
No.
That is what you said.
I said I prefer that people don't think that that's where I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the past. I prefer that.
You literally said if somebody brings up a memory that the two of you shared in high school, you would prefer they didn't.
Yeah, I prefer
That's
they
what
not.
you said.
But what I'm saying is if someone friends me on Facebook, they don't know this. So if they do that, I don't like quickly unfriend them. I'm just saying I would prefer them to say, and this is what I do on Facebook. I'm just like, what's going on with you now? How are you doing now? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be like, remember what we did then? I would just like, what's going on now? Oh, I see you have kids. Oh, are you married? Where are you living? Fine. This is now. This is what's going on now.
So if a friend of yours from high school
remember that time we went to we hung out at prom and
I get that. Okay. If you're just going to live in the past, that's probably not healthy. Yeah. I understand that. What I'm saying is if somebody hits you up now and they haven't seen you since high school and they want to tell you why they're hitting you up.
Mm-hmm. Why are they hitting me up?
Because they remember you fondly from the specific memory
and
they want to bring that up.
I was not fond back then.
You're such a fucking asshole. Oh my God.
No
you
one
irritate the piss out of me.
I guarantee you no one remembers me fondly.
I don't. No. Not right now.
No one remembers. I don't know why you're so irritated by it because it doesn't affect you.
You're turning your shit around and you're saying you said something and you didn't, and you're talking to me while you're doing this.
But you don't do that though. You don't constantly live in the past. You don't constantly throw nostalgia up. I'm just saying there are some people seems to be their life.
I understand that.
Okay,
that's
that was my
separate
point.
from what you just said.
That was my point.
God, can we end this podcast now? Yeah. I'm done. I'm done talking to you.
Remember that time we went
Fuck off. I am done talking to you.
That's why I don't have a lot of friends on Facebook.
Clearly.
Not a lot of people. But two, so like I do have a lot of friends who know me now and befriend me now. I'm trying to think what So I have almost no friends from high school.
You have no friends.
No, I have a few friends. I have almost no friends from high school, but I have some friends that I've known for a long, long time. But most of the friends that I've known for a long time know me now.
Right.
And they connect with me now.
Yep.
And that's cool.
Yep.
That's what I like.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Remember that time we went to Chicago and you come back and your cat bit you? Remember that?
Not fondly.
Do you remember that?
Not fondly.
Remember when your cat bit you? That time? Well, it was like a long time ago. Remember?
No. I don't. And I don't remember you taking care of my finger afterwards and making me put antibiotic ointment on it.
Oh, did I do
that?
that?
Shit.
We didn't do that.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember that. How did I have antibiotics in my
We stopped at a
car?
Grocery store and bought it.
Did we?
Because you insisted that I put it on my finger.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, clearly.
All right. So what's going on? So I'm surprised that you're like pissed off.
I'm not pissed off.
You are. You said you're pissed off.
You double talk constantly.
I'm not double talking. I'm telling you what I like.
You generalize and you do that shit all the time.
What's generalized about it? I'm just telling you what I like and what I don't like. It doesn't have to do with generalization. It's not a judgment on other people. It's just what I like. Am I not allowed to say what I like?
Sure. What do you like?
I already said it. And it pisses you off. You don't like it. You don't like the things that I like.
I do like the things
You've
that you
never
like.
liked the things that I like.
Oh, my God.
Now
you're just being an asshole.
I know. I smell something good. I think my wife's making chili downstairs.
Well, let's end the podcast so we can go eat it and I can throw some on your head.
Earlier today, she's making chili. She made a big pot of beans. Mm-hmm. And this has never really happened. I love beans. I'm a bean person. Mm-hmm. Remember that time we made beans?
Fuck off.
The entire house smelled like a fart, like really, really bad. Like somebody had like really, really bad gas. And it didn't go away. It was nasty.
The house smelled like farts.
The entire house, it was horrible. I had to light some incense.
Because she made beans.
Well, because she made beans, but you were coming over and I was like, I don't want you to think I did that.
Oh, I would absolutely think you did it.
It was disgusting. Yeah. And I've made beans plenty of times, but it's never made the house smell like that.
I wonder if did they start out as dry beans and
Yes.
she didn't soak them?
She did not soak them and they were
That's
dried beans.
That's it.
You don't have to soak beans in the Instapot anymore. They cook so fast, like 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
they're
the
done.
reason that you soak beans
I
is
know,
to get rid
get
of
the
the
gas.
smell. Yeah.
I think that's what she was doing, was just kind of letting the beans fart in the house for a while.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. So the beans farted.
Farting beans.
That's right. So tonight, as we do our Zoom, I think we should give away some prizes. So we'll see who wins the prizes. But I'm also wondering, maybe we should do one of the prizes should be like the first person to talk about something that happened in the farthest distant past.
Here's the thing: is that we can actually say it here because nobody's
No
going
one's
to hear
gonna know,
this
I
until
know.
after the Zoom.
And then they'll be like, "Dang, why couldn't I have said that?" Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I've got a couple of friends that I think will show up. There are some people that I would like to show up, but I don't think they will.
Good, because they might bring up a memory.
Yeah, they could bring up memories. I don't mind memories. Memories are fine. No, you don't understand. See, that's the problem. You just don't get it. Memories aren't a problem. Memories aren't a problem. What is a problem is people basing everything on the past. People who live in nostalgia.
But that's not what you said.
It is what I said. You play this podcast back and listen to it.
Okay, I will.
You'll see.
I asked you specifically if somebody brings up a memory from your past, would that irritate you? You said yes. And now, just now, you said it's not a problem.
No, you said if someone brings up a memory. No, people bring up memories all the time. I was talking about on Facebook, if I friend someone, if someone friends me, and it's somebody that I know from high school.
I'm going to play this back for you.
Okay.
I specifically said if you make a friend on Facebook that you haven't seen from high school, and the first thing that they do is say, this is why I'm friending you, because I remember you fondly from this memory, that would irritate you. And you
I said no
yes.
one remembers me fondly. But I did say that would irritate me. But I didn't say they can't do it. And I don't mind memories, obviously. You
just said it irritates you.
No, I'm talking about people who live in the past constantly with nostalgia. You have to have memories. We have memories just to live. You have to walk around and remember things.
You said, okay, but you said one memory would irritate you.
No.
You did.
It
Trust
was
me. I'm going to play this back
It was
for you.
in context, the context of... This argument's gone way too long.
I'm playing it back for you.
You don't need to play it back. I know what I said.
Everybody is agreeing with me right now because of what you said.
I'm saying it's a matter of people who live constantly in nostalgia. People who, from high school, and I know a lot of people from my past, some of them constantly want to talk about stories and things that happened in the past.
Yes,
others,
and that is irritating.
Others talk about what's going on now.
Right.
Okay. I'm
if
saying
bring
my
up
preference.
One memory,
but
it irritates you.
One memory's fine. I'm just saying
I'm
saying if what they base everything on is
okay.
If they think I'm still that person back then, that's irritating to me.
I agree.
Okay. That's what I said. Now you can play it back and listen to it.
Okay.
We need the podcast listeners. We need that listener. If you're out there listening to the podcast and you enjoyed,
you said both, but
you
I'll
enjoyed
just,
the kind of
whatever.
argument that we just did.
You go for it.
Listen to This Epic Disaster. We have a new show every Monday, and most of the time we don't even argue.
Most of the time we don't, but most of the time you don't double talk and say two things and say you only said one.
You're just man. This Zoom's going to be wild. You're like irritated tonight. You're going to be like people are going to come in.
Because you brought up a memory.
You're going to be like biting their heads off and stuff. It's
Not
gonna
them,
be
just
weird.
you.
It's going to be weird.
Just you.
Don't pour beer on my head.
I have to sit right next to you for this.
I know.
thing,
Don't
too.
pour beer on my head.
I don't intend
Every time
to.
we do live, you pour something on
One
me.
time.
Yeah.
Listen to you.
Or you talk about the past.
Generalizing.
One of the two.
Listen to you generalizing right now.
You drank all your beer.
Mm-hmm.
You must have liked it.
It was pretty darn good, actually.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It is a Irish stout, Irish dry stout, Irish style dry stout. But it's not sweet like a lot of stouts that we've had, and it's really not that heavy.
Well, that's because it's
actually
a dry
very
stout.
pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. So let's talk about it. What did you think of it? What do you drank all of it? I'm getting ready to drink mine. I'm gonna drink the rest of it right now.
I didn't. Okay, so the things that they mentioned, the caramely at the beginning, the subtle caramel at the beginning, and then the chocolate and stuff at the end. I got the coffee, and that was about it. I didn't get the chocolate or the caramel to begin with, but it was a good beer.
Yeah, those things not specifically as taste. I mean, like I can't. Maybe if I drink it again, I would find the chocolate notes. But just generally drinking it, I don't specifically get chocolate and coffee and caramel. But but that tone is there.
Yeah.
That kind of dark, kind of sweet stout.
But because it is a dry stout and because it is a bit lighter than some of the stouts we've had before, it drinks more like a brown ale.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it, and I mostly because it's not too sweet, and it just, I don't know, it's just, and I was thirsty too.
Yeah.
And it was fun to drink something while you were yelling at me. What do you think? What are you going to rate it?
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
I'm giving it a 4.
Okay.
I might have liked it a little more than you, but I might have another one of these. I might have another night like these. And we're going to be Zooming in a few minutes. I'm looking forward to meeting some of you people out there. It'll be interesting. Next week we'll talk about it, and we'll talk about some of the people that we met. I think we haven't really talked about this, but we will. I think we're going to give away some prizes, so we'll see how that goes. And then no one mention anything about the past. Please don't do it. But you can talk about the present. The present is that This Epic Disaster is on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram, and we're on Twitter, and we're on YouTube.
And Rick loves to irritate me.
And I used to love to do it because it was like you would be like, it's kind of like a duck, water off the duck's back. Mm-hmm. But now it just gets under you, like seething. You want to like stab me.
That's because I don't have to stay with you.
You want to stab me with a pin.
I can get up and leave.
Right? Not during the podcast.
Yes, I can.
You shouldn't do that. But we would like people to listen to us. You can visit us on the Facebook and let us know what you think of the podcast. We got a new podcast that comes out every Monday. And most of the time, they're not as argumentative as this one. So Cheri left, and I'm going to have to do this by myself. She didn't leave. She's just pretending like she didn't leave. She's not going to talk to me. So this will basically be like a solo podcast now. I'll get to kind of do all the things that I wanted to do.
Which means I don't have to drive over here once a week anymore.
That's true. But anyway, so, but we are happy that you hang out with us, and we're glad that you
We are,
listen,
and I apologize for arguing with Rick, even though Rick was being an asshole and double talking and generalizing and all the things that he did.
She's not really apologizing. I just want you to know.
Actually, I am, because nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to
they
hear
can
it.
always fast forward if they want. That's the great thing about a podcast. But we are happy to have you along, and we hope that you will continue to listen on Mondays. And hey, next Zoom, you might not make this one because it might be done. Hopefully you will get to see it, but we will let you know on our next Zoom because I think we're going to do more.
Yeah, sure.
I think it'll be fun.
Depending on how this goes.
Yeah, but this is going to be great. It's going to be fun.
Oh.
And so I'm going to go have some chili and then some cake and ice cream and go get old.
You're well on your way.
Yeah, but we will, anything we need, I think
Nope.
we've talked about everything.
That's it.
All right, we'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.